All right, you guys, we got another live stream. Please share, subscribe, hit that like button for me, and let's get with this live stream. We have a uptick that's happening at the San Andreas fault line. So California may be sleeping on a monster regarding the Cascadia fault that could trigger a mega tsunami. So California quite threat beneath our feet. Most days, California feels steady and familiar, but far below the surface, something powerful is waiting. Now, many scientists call it a sleeping monster because it haven't produced a major thrust earthquakes in centuries, yet it holds enough force to reshape much of the West Coast. This threat isn't a volcano or a storm you can see coming. It's a massive fault system offshore that could unleash one of the strongest earthquakes North America have ever seen, followed by a towering wave racing towards land. The ground beneath us isn't one solid slab. It makes a giant puzzle piece called the titanic plates that slowly slide, pump, and grind against each other deep underground. Along the Pacific coast, these slow movements don't feel dramatic on a day to day basis. Over time, they build pressure quietly, like bending a thick rubber band further and further without knowing when it will snap. The Cascadia subduction zone is a massive fault line where one titanic plate drives beneath another. It runs more than 600 miles from the northern California through Oregon and Washington, all the way into Canada. Here we see the Cascadia subduction zone earned its nickname because it's been quiet for an unusual long time. The last major earthquake struck in the year 1700, long before a modern city existed. Along the coast, that silence doesn't mean safety. It means pressure have been building nonstop for more than 325 years, storing energy the same way a stretched rubber band holds tensions before snapping. When the Cascade last erupted in 1700, it didn't just shake the land. It sent a massive tsunami racing across the Pacific Ocean all the way to Japan. The Japanese record describe an orphan wave arriving without warning, which was later traced to North America along the west coast. So it says the coastal forest sunk, native village was devastated, and the shoreline was permanently reshaped. Recent research revealed a new phenomenon occurring beneath the ocean near Vancouver Island. The diving plates is started to crack into a smaller piece as stress built along the faults. This breaking doesn't mean danger is gone. Scientists believe, and they said it could change how future Cascadia, earthquakes, rupture, and how shaking spread through the legion, but doesn't appear dramatically. Arthur the shirt terms hazard level. One concern is whether a catastrophic major quake could wake up the California famous called San Andreas fault. Some evidence subject energy from a massive rupture could transfer southward. Layers on the ocean floor subject that the past Cascadia earthquakes may have been followed by the San Andreas movement within hours or days, although the researchers are still debating the strength of this link. Now, many research says that it's a matter of time that California will get the big quake. Now, what happened if the Cascadia snap? If the fault finally breaks, the shaking will be belief. Scientists expect violent movement lasting up to 5 minutes, long enough to severely damage buildings, bridge, and roads along the coast. Towns can have as little as 10 to 30-minute notice before the first tsunami wave arrive, depending on the locations. In worst case scenarios, some exposed stretches coast could see tsunami waves approaching 100 feet high. Now it says when the land itself sinks, the Cascadia rupture wouldn't just shake the ground, it could permanently lower the land by several feet in a coastal area, allowing seawater to flow those areas permanently. Now, 2006, you guys, I believe it's going to be one of those roller coaster years. We are already seeing the sea levels is rising so high that we're seeing floods that's happening in part of the U.S. So this phenomenon has occurred before resolving. So it says, according to reports, it says ghost forests where trees are submerged in salt water. Now it says entire neighborhoods and farmlands could be lost for generations. Cascadia's subduction zone may be quiet today, but scientists show it's still very much alive beneath the ocean floor. Its silence is part of its danger, not a site of safety. Scientists believe at some point we could see an uptick. So scientists didn't guess the Cascadia subduction zone pass. They read the clues, locked it inside tree rings, buried mud layers, and underwater landslides deposit. The Native Americans or history also describe massive shaking, sudden flooding of the oceans. Together with these records, subject the Cascadias have produced great earthquakes at regular, often every 100 years. Estimate for the biggest full margin events range from roughly 200 and about 1,000 years beneath quakes, with an average around 500 years. Now, modern earthquake sensors may give second warning before shaking begins. That's enough to duck, cover, hold on, but not enough to escape danger. For communities close to Cascadia subduction zone, a tsunami alerts may provide only minutes, not hours, before dangerous waves arrives, which is why experts stress the importance of strong buildings, clear evacuations, routines, avoiding new developments, and the most low-lying coastal zones. The ground will move someday, but how prepare? We are well shaped. What happens next? Preparing without panic. Leaving with the Cascadia seduction zone doesn't mean living in fear. Simple steps such as practice earthquake drills, knowing evacuation routines for tsunami can save lives. Choosing housing away from lower lying beaches and flood zones also matters. Preparation turns a terrifying unknown into a manageable risk, especially for families and coastal communities. However, shows nature can reshape the entire civilization. Have you heard about the major drought that forced 2,500 ancestrals to leave Utah? Now, research believe that why scientists keeping watch closely. So research continue to track the Cascadia subduction zone because a small change underground can reveal significant clues, show slips, events, small quakes, and shifting plates help scientists understand how stress built and is released it. New image revealed that faults can heal quickly after movement, challenging older earthquakes models. Watching these signals doesn't stop earthquakes, but it improves forecast building, codes, emergency planning across the West Coast. In other news, a study revealed that Alaska, Hollywood, and Washington are at risk from mega tsunamis now. What your biggest concern about a Cascadia major quake? Share your thoughts. So many people think that the Pacific plates is going to see an uptick of an earthquake greater than a 9.3. Prepare yourself, because I believe at some point it's going to be an uptick. And they think that they believe that it will happen sooner than what people expecting. So be on the lookout for 2026. So that's all I have. For further updates, please stay subscribed to this channel. You can follow me at Kafani Howard 1826. For more updates, please subscribe. We out.